Hello, welcome back to our channel. So today I'm going to be doing a 3 looks, 1 palette and review on the Pat McGrath Midnight Sun palette. I love it. Spoiler alert, I think it's freaking gorgeous. So this is the last look I did, just so I won't spoil the beginning, but yeah, if you're interested to see my 3 looks and my thoughts and review on this palette, then just keep on watching. Alright, so to start off, I do already have my eyes primed with the Morphe eyelid primer, and then I have a little bit of concealer just to cancel out any like discoloration I have. This look I'm just going to be using the more fiery tones, and I don't have the name sheet, so I'll just be pointing to shades for you. I'm going to start out with this matte like burgundy color right here on a Morphe 721 brush. I think this is Morphe. It's like a domey kind of pencil brush. And I'm gonna start that over here, and I am gonna wing it out. I love this color. I wasn't sure, wow, that looks awful. It will come together, I promise. I wasn't sure how I was gonna feel about this palette initially. I was gearing more towards the first Mothership, like the one with the blue and the cool tones. But I got a lot of people saying I should get this one instead, and I'm really happy with it, though I still do want the other one, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just working in sections here. I don't normally have concealer, so I think that's my issue. But yeah, this color is so gorgeous. Just this burnt rusty shade. Oh, give it to me. And if you're not familiar with Pat's formula, the mattes are very, very opaque. So if you're a little more fair like I am and you don't like something this rich, you might want to mix with like a light cream color or something of that nature. But I am going to diffuse this a bit. Yeah, I'll fix that. With the light tanner shade right here. I say light, but it's not really that light once you build it up. So I just gently tapped in there, and then I'm gonna start fluffing out the edges of this. In this area here that's a little on the patchy side because I didn't really build correctly there, that is going to be covered with shimmer, so no biggie there. I am going to take this all the way to the front of my brow. I'm going to go back in with that first brush and just make sure everything is diffused. And wung out. Once I'm fairly happy with the way that looks, I am going to apply some glitter glue from NYX to my lid. I'm going to take a flat brush and I'm going to go into this sparkly fiery copper color here. This shade is just absolutely to die for, so just watch the magic happen. Like, are you joking? Do you see that? Freaking incredible. I'm just kind of bringing that everywhere. And I'm gonna take a smaller flat brush and jump into the yellow right there. Just gonna pop this on my inner corner and smudge that upward. So it looks a little crazy right now, but I think once I get everything else on, it'll probably look better. I am gonna use that initial flat brush just to blend those colors a little bit. Then I'm gonna go back in with that burgundy kind of tone. Alright, and I did just do my base real quick, and I obviously went a little fiery with my blush to match the eyes, but I'm gonna do basically just that warm brown color on the lower lash line with a pencil brush. This one is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH30 brush. So again, with that more burgundy matte here. And I did add a brown to the waterline as well. I'm just gonna smudge this all the way. Normally I like to add the shimmer at the bottom too, but I think I'm just gonna keep it matte today, you know, spice it up a bit. And because I feel like some of the red tone was lost with that light tan shade, I am going to kind of pack it up here as well. So I'm gonna add mascara real quick and then I will be back and I'll show you the final look. All right, and this is look number 1, all completed. I quite like it, which is strange because I don't love warm tones that much, but just look at that shimmer. Oh, there's so much texture to it. I love this palette so much. All right, I'm gonna be keeping it simple for today's look. I want to do a main focus around this shadow right here, this purple one. It's so freaking stunning. So I'm gonna take a, what do you call it? BH Cosmetics number 7 brush from the Festival collection. It's a flat brush, but it's got a little fluff to it, as you can see. These are my favorite kind of brushes for shimmer. And I'm gonna load up that purple shade. And I'm gonna swipe it on my eye. Look at that. And first I'm just gonna keep it down here, but I will be blending this out as well. But I'm gonna keep it here and then I'm gonna wing it out. Like so. And I'm gonna slowly start to pat upwards to distribute a little more of that color. I'm gonna take a fluffy brush then and I'm gonna dip into that same shade, just a touch of it. I'm gonna start to blend out the edges on that just to soften it, diffuse her a little. I mean, you're welcome to have a transition color of some kind or whatever the heck you prefer, but I love a good blown out shimmer kind of look. And that's basically the main thing we're gonna do. I'm gonna go into this deepest color right here. This one is actually surprisingly unique for a neutral matte. It's like a charcoaly gray kind of color. It looks black on my finger, but it's not. It's really, really stunning. I love this shade. I'm just gonna take a small little kind of flat brush, dip into a little of that, and kind of smudge it just to add a little bit of depth over here. A little bit of that down right here on the lower lash line, just at the very outermost corner. Yeah, just like that. And I am going to clean this up a bit. Oh, I still have the swatch on my finger. Well, now I'm really gonna have to clean that up. Yeah, so I'm gonna clean that up a bit, but for my inner corner, I'm gonna take my favorite shade in the palette, which is this bright white right here. And it's the special formula. Look at that. Look at that. It's absolutely the most gorgeous thing I've ever seen in my life. So I'm gonna pop that on my inner corner as well, just with my pinky. Oh, it's so stunning. And I am gonna actually take a little bit of that as well, just a tiny stab. Put it right in the center of my eye. I'm gonna clean it up and I will be back with the finished look. Alright, so this is completed look number 2. I really like this color. I really like this look. I do want to mention that there was a death in the family today. Natasha Denona Face Glow is no longer the same formula. I'm wearing it and it's a satin. So I'm gonna need some time to recover from that. Also, it was very, very dark on me compared to normal. Like, I had to lighten it up a ton. And I got the same shade I always do, so I am depression. All right, and we are on to look number 3. So pardon the background noise if you hear it. We have a privacy fence that's being finished today because our dogs always jailbreak and jump the fence, and we keep getting in trouble for it. So we're having a privacy fence built right now, so hopefully it's not too distracting for you. But anyway, I'm going to be recreating a look I did on Twitter. I got some people asking for me to do a tutorial on it, but it's going to be like a very simple, neutral, like blown out, gorgeous, sparkly eye. I loved this look so much. I'm gonna start off with this neutral brown here, the matte, on a big old fluffy brush. This one is from Morphe, but it's unnamed, so I don't know, just a big fluffy brush will do. Just going to fluff this on the outer corner and really build it and blow it out. So I'm starting off with the lightest amount of this because like I've stated before, Pat McGrath's mattes are, I think they're intended for women of color, so they are very opaque in application. So if you are fair, or if you do have trouble blending eyeshadow maybe, then you might need to go in with a lighter hand or use like a matte cream shade to diffuse some of the colors, just because they are very opaque in application. Like this shade builds up actually a lot more rich than you would expect it to, so it's not exactly the light transition shade you might expect, which is fine. I actually think that's a really great thing that she does. Yeah, so I'm gonna blow it out like so. And now that I'm happy with the way that looks, I'm going to take the deepest matte, like the charcoaly color here, and I'm going to start smudging that on the outer corner, and I'm going to really build that up to be a really deep smoky wing, basically. I'm not going to use any liner or anything, and it's not going to be even precise, but I do want this to be a very smoky, doe-eyed kind of look. And to kind of fix the more harsh area right there, I'm actually going to mix both of those matte colors. I'm going to take more of this lighter one than I am going to of the deeper tone. Just put it right where those two tones meet to help get a more seamless sort of application with that. I'm going to go back in with that initial brush. And then I'm going to go in with a smaller fluffy brush. This is my favorite brush of all time. It's the Morphe M506. You'd think I'd have that memorized by now. But I'm going to take that deep charcoaly shade, and I'm going to intensify it even further, believe it or not. It's so deep, but it's not quite a black. I just think this is such a gorgeous matte color. Could y'all be any louder? Thank you so much. And then I'm going to try to wing that out just a little bit more. This will be cleaned up with concealer or a baby wipe or whatever I got lying around, but this will be more of a crisp wing at some point. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that, the way that looks. I might kind of play with it. It just kind of depends on how things look once I get the shimmer on. But I am going to do this bright white shade right here, or the light champagne tone. Favorite thing in this whole palette. Normally I would go in with a glitter glue, but I don't want to go get one, so I'm just gonna place that with my finger all up in here, and that's going everywhere. Like, this isn't a cut crease, it's just, are you joking? Is that not absolutely the most stunning thing you've ever seen in your life? And this is going on my inner corner as well, so I don't care if it's getting a little messy down there. I'm gonna flick that up towards the brow bone a little bit. And then right here where those colors meet, I'm gonna go in with this bronzy tone here on my finger, and I'm just going to put this right where everything meets, diffuse that into the matte shades. I really hope this construction isn't too loud. Yeah, just like that. And then I think with the shimmer on, I do want to extend this wing a little bit. So I'm gonna go into that, really smoke her out. Especially towards the bottom here, I want to drag that inward a little bit. And then I want to diffuse that edge a little bit more. Yeah, just like that, I'm satisfied. So I will be back for the lower lash line in just a moment. Alright, so I ended up pulling out some rhinestone faux freckles, but I put some white in my waterline, and for the lower lash line, I'm going to keep it pretty simple. I'm going to start out with this flat brush and the deepest, where you go, okay, this color, the deepest grayish in here. I'm just going to smudge that on my lower lash line about halfway in. And then with a little pencil brush, I'm going to take the lighter matte right here. And I'm going to blend that out a little bit. And I'm also going to carry that up along the wing to diffuse it a little bit. Like so. And then I'm gonna take the shimmer we have everywhere on just my pinky. I'm gonna intensify the inner corner a smidge. Then I'm gonna run that along my bottom lash line as well. I'm gonna add some more on the top here because I'm a psychopath. Okay, yeah, so I'm gonna add mascara and then I will zoom out for the final look and my thoughts on everything. Alright, and this is look number 3 all done. Let me give you a little close up here. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. I'm not gonna lie to you. You obviously don't have to add rhinestone freckles, but I I thought that might be fun, honestly. But yeah, so overall thoughts on this palette. I think it's freaking stunning. I wasn't 100% sure on the color story when I purchased it. I was debating between this one and the original Mothership, the one with like the blue and the silver and the cool tones, because those are like my colors, and I still want that one, don't get me wrong. I wasn't sure how like this purple and this orange, because it's a warm and cool toned palette. So this is a warm tone, this is a cool tone. It's a very fall tone palette in my opinion, but it's also very versatile. Like, it's so freaking stunning. I am unbelievably in love with this. So let me pull out the other Pat McGrath palettes I have real quick. I have 2 other Pat McGrath palettes that I own. This one is the Mothership Bronze Seduction. I do really love this one, but it's not my favorite color story. I think it's really gorgeous. I don't think these shadows are bad by any means, and I do use it frequently enough. I have that one, and then I have the little quad from the holiday, which is the Nocturnal Nirvana one, because they're very much my colors. I think this is stunning. I really like this. But this one, you guys, I think this one really takes the cake. It's perfect. It's so perfect. I cannot believe how in love with this I am. Like, this is probably one of the best purchases I've ever made for myself. I love the texture, I love the quality, I love the color story, I love every single thing about it. So I will give you some in-depth swatches as well, and I will put some of the looks that I did beforehand on the screen before I did the review on this. I did one that I loved to pieces. I used this one on the lid and this one on the inner corner and had a really dark outer V, and nobody else seemed to love that as much as I did, but I freaking thought it was a grungy dream. I loved it so much. One thing worth noting about this palette though is that, so like this quad of special shades, they're a little different than the other ones as far as like these 2 are the most special. These both have that really glittery, chunky kind of quality to them. Like for example, the Bronze Seduction palette, the 4 special shades pretty much all have that quality except for the red. The red is just like a gorgeous metallic red. They look like soap. But they all have that really chunky glitter quality, you see. And in this one, you only get 2 of those shades. But I do think the yellow and the purple have a lot more dimension than what they look like in the pan. Like, once these are on the eyes, they give the most gorgeous dimension and shine and sparkle. I really love it. Yeah, I don't think I have much else to say, but if this is something you're eyeballing, I think it's really, really fantastic. If you're gonna ask me, are Pat McGrath shadows worth it? I'm not going to be able to give you an answer because that is something that's very specific to you. Are you willing to spend $130 on an eyeshadow palette? If the answer is yes, if they're really good, then yes, I find that these are worth it for me. But also, I really like luxury eyeshadows, so that's not something that bothers me. If you're somebody who likes to spend $20 to $40 on an eyeshadow palette and you think anything above that is a scam, then so be it. Like, I'm not saying you have to have this, but I am saying I'm very, very glad I picked it up and that it's really fantastic quality. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the review and the video. Let me know if you have any other looks you want to see me do, or if there are any other palettes you'd like a tutorial on, or a 3 look series kind of thing on it. And I hope to see you in our next video.